My name's Deputy Inspector General of Police, Dr. Shehu, PSC. To talk about PRAWA, Prisoners Rehabilitation and Welfare Action, we have a very, very good rapport, good understanding, and good synergy between the police and PRAWA for many years. It is an institution that concerns primarily on respect of dignity and human rights, which the police are supposed to be part of it. And also capacity building to the police to enable them to perform effectively and efficiently in conjunction with the fundamental respect to the fundamental human rights as enshrined into the Nigerian constitutions of 1999. It's very, very beneficial, and at the same time in building capacity and enabling the police officers to perform credibly when they go out to discharge their duties. The police is an organization that deals with all kinds of human beings. When they come across a police officer, they deserve to be respected by police in ensuring not only their security and safety, but also in respecting their dignity and human rights. So in a nutshell, the training and retraining we are getting from the PRAWA is to enable us have police that will function and discharge their duties in a most standard and acceptable manner by members of the public. At this juncture, I want to say kudos. Welcome to the Nigeria Police Force online training.
Let me start by thanking you for signing on this course. This is indeed a course that I believe that should be compulsory for every police officer. This particular course is dealing with guidelines for selected police interventions. So we'll begin to deal with the different interventions that we, and in terms of the various modules. And so please pay very serious attention to the discussions that we will be having throughout the course of this course. Okay, the first module that we're going to deal with is about foot and mobile patrols. Foot and mobile patrols, that's our module 1. And the lesson objective to this module 1 is really to promote greater understanding on the application of human rights in relation to how you implement your foot and mobile patrols, how you carry out mobile patrols or foot patrols. And what is our expected outcome? We hope that at the end of this course that you will be able to exhibit greater knowledge in relation to what the guidelines are that promote good practice when it comes to how you implement foot and mobile patrols. Okay? Now, foot, in relation to this, there are certain things that we need to really be very careful about, and we need to see how we understand it. Now, we know that police officers can be stationed and in certain locations, and we may be that we will have either a standby troop and that will be ready for deployment at very urgent rate, maybe in terms of immediate dangers or in terms of emergencies. Now, foot and mobile patrols are amongst the most effective, and I would say most effective when it comes to dealing with anti-crime operations, okay? And that is available to us in Nigeria. You know, patrols significantly deter crimes, because once you can see that there is presence of officers, you know, you would understand that some criminals will actually, you know, stop their actions because they know that perhaps on that particular route there are officers that will be manning those routes. Okay. Now, as I had earlier on mentioned, that this is something that we have found to be very, very useful in Nigeria. So, can we ask ourselves, what are the clear guidelines that will make your work to be effective in terms of patrols? So the first thing I want us to look at is the issue about uniform and equipment. Okay? So the first, we need to talk about issues how to wear proper police uniform during these operations. How to also utilize the necessary equipment or during these patrols. The issue of name tag is important. This, of course, as we know, have to also be written clearly, make it legible, and it wants to be also be in the position that people can see it. As I had said on another course, that once you have a name tag and it's covered, there is a reason why the name tag is there. Why is that so? Is that if there is any issue or any problem, any complaints, they can easily identify which officer was actually the one that was involved, or which police officer had that issue. And secondly, the persons you are dealing with will know that you are not trying to cover up anything. And oftentimes, you will notice that when people are doing what they are not supposed to be doing on duty, most of the thing that some of them do is to also make sure that their name tags are not showing. That is not good. The other point is about equipment. Leather pistol belts, handcuffs, firearms, whistle, baton, and the rest. Don't also forget your police pocket notebook and pen. Flashlights, first aid kits where it's available. Issue of relating to handheld radio, if this is available. Authorized jackets or raincoats, especially during raining season or when the weather is very cold. I know that this is something we need to also discuss a lot, because sometimes you will find out that people are using clothing, maybe because there is, that actually they have the uniform underneath and they're putting something, another color up on top of their uniform. And sometimes this makes it very difficult. It is not professional. So beyond the issue of uniform and dresses, the other thing we need to look at is vehicles. What kind of vehicles are we using? Mobile patrol should always entail the use of properly marked police vehicles. Police vehicles. And here we are talking about issues about megaphones, which can help you to be able to make announcements when there is need in terms of those. So it's important to ensure that we have vehicles and that the vehicles are fitted with the required facilities, including megaphones, that can help us alert the general public. All right? So as we are discussing some of these issues, I know that at the back of your mind, you may be saying, but what we are mentioning, you may not have them all at your disposal when you are going for operation. But the important thing is that you should understand these guidelines, and then you should be also ask yourself what can be done to also achieve the purpose that made those guidelines to be put there. So let's go on. So remember, we talked about the first thing we talked about is what? The uniforms. The second is the vehicles. So maybe for a start, maybe imagine yourself, if you're at work now, imagine yourself in your normal day, the way you dress. Is it the kind of way that suits what has been described? And I'm talking about when you are being sent out on operations. Also ask yourself, Have there been times you have been doing things or you've gone on operation without the appropriate vehicle? Okay? Are there times when even your plate numbers have been covered? Are there times where that the vehicle is not easily identifiable as a police vehicle? So, and if there are, is it because of covert duties, or is it because you didn't want people to know that or trace the operation to you? So that is the first thing I want to say. So with that, I will stop now on this particular module, and we would continue with the next modules.